This is the County Fair Podcast, where fair influencers share their valuable insights, strengthening and growing the long-lived tradition of the County Fair. The County Fair Podcast is brought to you by ShowWorks. ShowWorks fair entry software has set the gold standard for fairs across the United States and Canada for more than 20 years, serving more than 75% of the country's fairs. ShowWorks is in place to handle fair entries, billing, payouts, and the incorporation of virtual elements into your show and auction. Visit www.fairsoftware.com to learn more.
All right. I'm Christina Rudolph, your host of the County Fair Podcast, and I am here with Sara Ressler. Sara is the Assistant General Manager with the Oakland County Fair. In this role, Sara is responsible for handling the marketing and finances for the Oakland County Fair. Oakland County Fair is a 501c3 organization with a mission to provide a public educational showcase of our youth through hands-on experience with exhibits, demonstrations, and presentations as young people develop life skills in a family atmosphere. Prior to working for the Oakland County Fair, Sara served on the fair board and was a 20-year fair volunteer. Outside of the fair, Sara and her family raise and show American Saddlebred horses and are very involved in the horse community. Welcome, Sara. We're glad to have you with us.
Well, I'm glad to be with you.
So let's start with not even the fair stuff. Talk to us about horses. You are a key member of the horse community. How did that start? Is it all in your family?
Well, that started when I was 4.
Yeah.
So I have had horses my entire life and had just experienced a short time without them when I was in college. Mm-hmm. And when my kids were young, we had the opportunity to start back in horses. And so that's what we did. We started horses, and my daughter came to the fair. And at the fair, she happened to see an American Saddlebred horse. And she's like, "Mom, what breed of horse is that? I really like that horse." And so that was probably close to 20 years ago.
Wow. It all started at the fair.
It all started at the fair. Doesn't everything? Everything starts at the fair. So we started, we got our first saddlebred shortly after that. And our farm, currently we have 9 saddlebred.
Oh my goodness. How old was your daughter then?
She was 10.
10 years old. Is she still all in, or did she pass it off to you?
She is still all in. She trains our horses. She's still active on the American Saddlebred show circuit. We were fortunate enough recently, 3 years ago, they started a raffle, the American Saddlebred Horse Association did, to win a breeding from one of their major saddlebreds. And we bought a ticket thinking, oh, we're just going to support the association. And we won the breeding. And it was a breeding for the retiring World Grand Five-Gaited champion horse.
Wow.
And so starting next year, that horse will be he'll be far enough along in his training to start competition. And we are so excited about that. I don't even know what to say. He's just phenomenal. He looks just exactly like his daddy. So that is phenomenal for us. And in that time, I have worked alongside the fair. I have been in the show office for many of the shows. And I just retired from that this past year. I managed a business called Show Office Services, where managed all the entries for up to 21 horse shows a year.
21 horse shows a year.
Yep.
All in what area?
Well, at one time I traveled all the way from Michigan down to Georgia, over to Missouri, secretarying for shows.
Wow. And for those of you that don't know, your Oakland County is in Michigan.
It's in Michigan, not to be confused with the wonderful Oakland County out in California, which we do get phone calls and emails for that. Which we gladly send back to them so that they get accurate information.
Good idea. Good idea.
For show times and ticket information. But it's the fair industry. We make sure that they get rerouted to where they need to be.
That's good. It's a great community. And have you had the chance to meet them over there or at least correspond with them once or twice?
Well, we've corresponded and talked a few times, and I did have the pleasure of meeting somebody this year at convention from that fair, and we had a good chuckle over the fact that people don't always look beyond, Oakland County. They don't look to see what state they're reaching out to. So
I got to see you at convention as well. Sara and I were both at the IAFE Convention. If some of our listeners aren't familiar with that, definitely go to IAFE.org and check that out. It is a fantastic resource pulling together fairs across the nation and world. Sara, how was your experience at IAFE this year?
I had a wonderful experience out there. There was several sessions where, we discussed some of the new trends, especially as things change so rapidly. Basically from everything that's happened the last couple of years with the pandemic and needing to integrate more technology and and figure out new ways of doing things. There was so many sessions that helped brainstorm or, you glean information on how to make your fair better, how it will serve your community, how you can reach your community better. And then there was a trade show, which I got to visit with a bunch of wonderful people. And, you always get good ideas or see new opportunities there as well.
The trade show this year was in San Antonio, Texas. So you got travel south. You're there for 4 or 5 days, gathering so much information. What did you take away from the convention that you said, these are the top things I'm going to make sure we implement?
Well, one of the things I do a lot with marketing and with the finances for our fair. So I really try to focus my time at convention, learning things of that nature. And I attended a session, marketing to millennials. Our fair has a tendency to not reach that demographics very well. And so sitting through that presentation, which was done wonderfully by a group of 3 college students, they did a marvelous job. And it was part of their college course that they were taking.
Oh, fantastic.
So they did some great research on actually how to effectively market and the things that millennials truly are looking for to gain their interest and their loyalty. And we're taking back several of those key things that they were talking about, creating basically photo opportunities around your fair.
Oh, yes, very smart.
Also, the ability to be more tech savvy, be able to, I mean, we've we've had the last several years ways of purchasing tickets online, but they want more availability online. Like
Mhm.
what does your vendors offer? What is the for your food vendors? What's their menu? What's their pricing on their menus? You know, where are they located on your fairgrounds? um, you know, where are each of your rides located? So,
Mhm.
if they're meeting a friend, they can say the Himalayas here, and I'm going to this food, we can meet at this food stand. You know, they want that interactive map where they can pin um, to send that invitation or meeting place to somebody else. So that's some of the takeaways. Just creating those experiences that they want to be a part of, um, not just watch. They want to be involved.
I think it's fascinating, it's such a shift in a marketing scheme or, marketing strategy because your millennials are so used to posting and they want to take that cool picture, post it, get as many people to like it, but they're doing the marketing for you.
They are.
You create that opportunity for them and people are going to go, wait a second, I want to head to that place so I can get that same photo op or, oh, they're eating this.
Have that same experience or a similar experience, and even to the point of their shopping. Um, they want, if you have vendors at your fair, they want something that's unique that they can't find on Amazon. That it's
Mm-hmm.
so that was there was so much good just in that one session, and that one little over an hour session. It was just packed with great information on this group of people, that and to have three young ladies that were in that demographic
Mm-hmm.
presenting it was powerful to hear them speak, and they're passionate about our industry and wanting us to bring more of their age group in.
Well, that's wonderful takeaways.
They kind of gave us a roadmap. It was wonderful.
Good, good. Going to those sessions and being able to leave with something to go do that's truly going to make a difference, it is wonderful to come back. You're not scrambling with everything that you was soaked in, and you're able to come back and make something happen.
No, well, I gotta admit, you want to make. There's so much that you get exposed to out at IAFE. You've got to make notes, or you get back and you're like, oh, there was so much there. I know there was a lot more that what I heard. Um, but so this year particularly, it's like, okay, I'm making notes. I
Mhm.
want to bring back, at least three things that we want to institute. So we're going to be working very hard on an integrated interactive map. I want to bring in QR codes to get survey results.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Okay,
smart.
scan, like a QR code and go to a survey and give us input, like on our grandstand events that we have, you know, other things around the fairgrounds, just a question or two, a quick touch point on that so that we can get their input right while they're experiencing it.
Do you think that these ideas would have been as widely accepted 3 years ago in 2019?
No, not for our fair. Um, the use of technology was a luxury.
Mm-hmm.
I think our fair board is now looking at it, and it's more a necessity than it's been a luxury.
Showworks Auction is taking junior livestock shows and sales by storm, raising more money than ever before for these kids. And as the leader in integrated live and online auctions, there's a viable solution to enhance every fair's auction. Check out www.fairsoftware.com today.
One question, a lot of times fairgrounds aren't necessarily equipped with Wi-Fi or the best internet service. What type of challenges do y'all face?
Oh, it's going to be big because we are in Northern Oakland County.
Mm-hmm.
Our 2/3 of our county is very urban,
Mm-hmm.
but the northern part where it's going back from suburbia to a little bit more of the rural atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have a good system for Wi-Fi or a good connection right now, even for internet. So we're exploring options of bringing fiber optics from the main source out to our fairgrounds so that we can enhance our ability there and get better service. But it's like everything else. The infrastructure is so important to get that set up. And it's going to be a big year for us to do that.
What creative ways are y'all looking to fund that? A lot of communities come up with, the city owns the fairground, but there's just so many aspects of who could.
We actually live on a county park.
Okay.
We have a lease with them. So we will do some partnership with them. And then our local government offers some money that you can apply for in grant form.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We'll be looking towards some grants and some just sponsorship and other proceeds of the fair, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Investing back in the community and our exhibitors, because even though we do live on a county park, so bringing that infrastructure in will help the other events that occur on the park throughout the year. So we'll get some assistance from the park, I'm sure, in bringing that back. So because they'll be able to use it as well.
Well, good. A lot of people face that challenge, and just even having the conversation, knowing that they're not alone, is helpful. So, in getting creative in that aspect.
Well, and you can reach out. I'd encourage them to almost call anybody, any of the surrounding fairs, and get ideas. We've heard there's been the Big E had a promotion when they were very short on funds, and they sold golden tickets. That had I've heard several other fairs using that for specific fundraising goals. For they have like a specific project, and will sell so many of those to achieve a goal like that. We haven't considered that as yet, but there's just so many people that you can reach out to and brainstorm with and get ideas. I would encourage anybody that's in that situation just to reach out to their surrounding fair community. And see if they had any ideas.
Great. That's great advice. Thank you. One of the things that I like to ask is, as we talk to different fairs, is what makes your fair special? What is it about Oakland County that is highlighted during the fair, that is the draw, the part of the community, the part of the agriculture that y'all like to highlight the most, that is native to your area?
Well, for us, being the northern part of the county, it's always so nice to invite everybody to the park to reconnect and re-engage with our agricultural roots and see what all our kids are still doing. Showcasing our kids and their project animals. I think that's the highlight every year for our fair, is watching the kids bring in their projects, whether it's, we had a young man this year, his first year raising turkeys. And he was beaming.
Ooh.
I swear the turkey was almost bigger than him. And, but he showed that turkey to the best of his ability, and he would talk your leg off about everything that he learned about turkeys this year. And he not only talked to the people here that volunteer and run the fair, he would talk to everybody that came through the barn that even looked at his turkey. He was just, and seeing the more that happened, the more confidence he got. And it's like, I can't wait to see him this next year, to see how much he's grown and what he's doing this year. Because each year that they come back, you see that confidence grow and they bloom. And to me, that's what we showcase. We showcase our kids and their growth and what they can accomplish. That's the biggest thing we have here at the fair.
That's so awesome. You're giving him the opportunity to shine, and then next year he'll be nurturing the next.
Yes. And
continuing to grow and nurturing.
Yes, we have those exhibitors as well that, they're getting ready to graduate and move on, and you watch them show, they'll show our youngest exhibitors. It's like, oh no, here, try it this way, it'll be easier. You watch the younger exhibitors look up to our older exhibitors, and they're just like, I can't believe he stopped and he helped me with this. He noticed me. And then you see that cycle happening over and over, and it's just, you just want that continued. And I mean, and you see people, they might, the people that come to the fair attend the fair might come because we have a carnival here. Mm-hmm. But then they stop through and they see what our kids are doing. Mm-hmm. The kids go, well, I can do, I want to do that. I can do that. And you see them make the transition from, just coming to have fun to coming and grow. And it's that transition. It's that we really want to shine as part of our fair. That we truly are all about the kids.
It's so awesome. It's such a great platform to showcase just kids working and, accomplishing so much. They have to do, there's so much diligence and to get to that point, and then they have their moment to shine when they're at the fair.
Yes. And it's important to let them shine, to have that feeling of accomplishment. Because then they take that forward in life and they apply it to other things.
Mm-hmm.
And it really gives them a leg up for their future in that they have learned some of the things that youth that don't have that opportunity, they don't have those interactions. They learn how to process things differently, or how they can process them to have a better outcome.
Yes.
So they have practice time, essentially.
Yes.
So they always come through seeming well-adjusted, very capable, confident, and, ultimately hireable. I would hire one if you've been through the experience and dedicated your life to agriculture in that way. You want to work with people like that.
Well, all three of my kids got their first jobs from contacts that they made during their fair time.
Awesome.
It was like their college work jobs.
Yeah.
Where, they just needed, but it was all connections that they had made from doing projects at the fair, and they were hired because they knew them from the fair. They knew their work ethic. So it's something that kids that participate in the fair, not everything's a success.
Mm-hmm.
But my kids will be the first to tell you that they learned just as much, or maybe even more, from a year that maybe they didn't place as well as they wanted to. They would go back and say, Mom, maybe I didn't spend enough time with, whatever project I didn't spend enough time with my sheep. I didn't have them leading as well as I wanted to. Or, my daughter would be, oh, Mom, I needed to spend more time practicing trail. That just did not go well.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a plan for the next year, that, and part of their
learning
growth.
Opportunity for them.
Yes.
Regardless.
So either way, whether they had, big success, or whether, their success was in learning, it's just always a valuable experience.
Yeah. I love how you have integrated your life into the fair world. Your kids have been involved. I'm pretty sure that when I've spoken to you in the past, specifically about getting auction and stuff, there's family in the background, or maybe the forefront as well, helping you out. Is that true? You seem to have a good team around you.
Yes, I have a wonderful team, both my personal family and my fair family, which the group here they all become family. But my husband is on the board of directors. All three of my kids come back and help me before fair, during fair, after fair. And they bring their significant others with them. And they start to experience fair if they haven't already. And now my new son-in-law went from, I didn't know we had a fair, to now he helps in a division, and he participates as a judge from his experience.
Oh, awesome.
So it is truly, it's a whole family event for us.
How many entries do y'all typically have in Oakland County?
Well, we'll have probably about 2,500-ish entries. We have this past year, we were down a little bit in exhibitors, as many of the fairs will tell you. The pandemic really decreased the number of participants because, for one, they didn't know if you were having a fair. So they didn't know whether to get their exhibits ready or not. So this past year we had in the middle 300 exhibitors. We're usually closer to 500 or 600. So for county fair, I think we do quite well.
Do you feel like, the past few years, did y'all see because y'all were canceled completely in 2020 or?
2020, we were fortunate enough to have an exhibitor only competition.
Okay.
So the only people that were allowed on the grounds was the exhibitors.
Okay.
We could have 100 people here on the facility at a time. That included the exhibitors, the judges, any volunteers that we needed to run. So we had to coordinate everything to stay within those guidelines. And we held everything for our exhibitors, including our livestock auctions.
Okay. And then this year, was it back to normal or still a lot of restrictions, or how did y'all handle this?
We were preparing for a limited access fair. 5 weeks before our event happened, our governor said, we're lifting restrictions. So we went from a limited access event to fully opened in 5 weeks.
Bless you.
And in that time, we broke every attendance record we have had.
Wow. That is amazing. Everyone was ready to come. They showed up.
Everybody showed up. They wanted to be here. So that was very, very encouraging, very, very supportive. I mean, we were still, the worker shortage is here in Michigan as well as it is in other places. And fortunate for us, our patrons were very supportive, very patient with us, as we accommodated everybody coming back. So we're using that to springboard and look to make sure that we're prepared for them in 22.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's been really encouraging across the board. I think, at first when things started to shut down, people were looking at their communities and, one of the first things to go was, fairs and budget cuts and, that sort of thing. But the fact that people are showing up, they want these, they want the fairs to happen. They want to have the carnival. They want to have the entertainment. People want to be there showing up in full force. Nobody's ever going to take that annual fair for granted anymore. They're going to show up in full force.
They're going to show up. And I think for us in our county, we're almost a hidden gem. So much of our county doesn't know we're here. And they're discovering us. And that's fun when you see somebody. I mean, we've been here. We can trace our roots back to the 1800s.
Wow.
So, and they'll always come in and go, "Are you new?" And it's like, you know, we just celebrated 50 years on this park, but our roots 1800s in Pontiac. So, I mean, it's not like we've been here on this facility that long, but I mean, we've been within 15 miles. So it's fun to see them discover it. And it's like, I didn't know you were here. And, but the next thing you know, they're telling their friends and so, I mean, truly the best advertisement is you just get somebody here.
Get them here.
Just get them here. Get them here that first time, and they'll bring everybody back with them.
That's awesome.
I want to ask, before we close out, what is your favorite fair memory? Could be personal or as you were, working, or what's something that just warms your heart or a great story to share?
Oh, my all-time personal favorite memory is a personal one. It was my daughter's final year showing horses as a youth exhibitor. And she had just a spectacular year. And she was awarded for our fair the highest honor for her breed of horse, for the saddlebred. She had won a very special trophy that she had coveted for years and years and years. And that just meant the world to her. And it'll be something that I always remember.
That's wonderful. You're a mom. Your best memory is through your kids.
That's right. Always first.
Always. I love it. Well, if you don't mind, tell our listeners when they can come to the Oakland County Fair and how to connect with you.
Well, the Oakland County Fair is very easy to remember. We are always the first Friday after the 4th of July. So our, what a time to have a blank on the dates. It's
July 8th. Does that sound good?
The 8th through the 17th, 2022. And they can reach me here at the fair at info@oakfair.org.
Excellent.
Which is oakfair.org.
Oakfair.org. And I bet from your website we can find your handles on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
All of those social platforms.
We've got it. Well, wonderful. Well, I look forward to paying attention to your journey as you go into 2022. I appreciate you joining us on the County Fair podcast. It's been lovely getting to know you, and I know that our listeners are grateful for your tidbits of advice.
Thank you so very much. It was a pleasure being here.
Thanks, Sara.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the County Fair podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, share with a friend, and tell us what you'd like to hear on the show by going to www.countyfairpodcast.com. And until next time, may God bless you.